Welcome to the Weather Factor. Although there's now year-round interleague play, that won't slow down the rivalry for these crosstown teams. Let's take a look as the Southside White Sox try to get some more revenge from last year against the Northside Cubs at Wrigley Field. The weather in the Windy City going to be, well, you guessed it, windy. At game time, the wind will be blowing in from center at 16 miles per hour with temperatures below average for May in the low 50s. The good news is it doesn't get much colder later on as the temperature hovers near 53. Throughout the game, the wind will be blowing in from center to left center field with similar but slightly warmer conditions than last night's game. These winds are going to make it another tough night for hitters and give pitchers a clear advantage. And for the White Sox pitcher Hector Noesi, he needs all the help he can get right now. Noesi will make his second start for the Sox, and they hope it can last longer than his first start, in which he didn't make it through the fourth inning. Along with having an absolutely terrible season so far, he's also struggled mightily in this weather. He has an 11.34 season ERA and a 2.10 whip and is sitting at a 12.0 ERA in the 50s in limited work. Edwin Jackson takes the ball for the Northsiders. This season, Jackson has also struggled in this weather with a 6.97 ERA and a 2.23 whip in 2 starts. In the 5 seasons between 2008 and 2013, he kept his ERA between 3.18 and 4.63, so he could be a victim of a small sample size this year in the 50s. Jose Abreu leads the majors in homers and is fresh off being named the AL Player of the Month and the AL Rookie of the Month, but he has been held in check in the 50s. He's only hitting .211 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs on 4 for 19 in these conditions. Another White Sox player off to a hot start being held in check in the 50s is Alexi Ramirez. He's hitting .331 on the year, but only .227 in the 50s, although 2 of his 5 hits did leave the yard. He hasn't hit higher than .262 over the last 3 years in the 50s. Anthony Rizzo has been on an absolute tear for the Cubbies. Over the last 5 games, Rizzo is a ridiculous 6 for 15 with 8 walks and 3 homers, and he's loving the 50s. He's hitting a cool .524 with a 1.34 OPS this year. Teammate Starlin Castro has also been hot, amassing 10 hits and 2 homers over his last 7 games. He is also hitting .333 with a .917 OPS and 2 homers in the 50s. Chicago will be divided this week, but your allegiance to the Weather Factor doesn't have to be. Follow us on Twitter at Factor Weather and download the free Weather Factor app in the App Store today. Have a great day.